On this episode, we will be discussing the Brooklyn based artist named Swords. And if you're keen to learn about her and her music, stick around. This is All Gas, No Trash. My name's Adam. Welcome back to the program and welcome to a brand new episode. And before we get underway, we do have to do the Game Rage No Curse Minute, where we kill the first 60 seconds of the program in order to play nice with the YouTube algorithm with no cursing and no swearing whatsoever. First, I'd like to give a quick thanks to everybody that has been listening on RSS, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you've been listening. We sincerely appreciate it. Additionally, for those of you that have been listening on YouTube, liked, comment, and or subscribed to our channel, we sincerely appreciate it. Please continue to do that. It keeps us motivated. It keeps us wanting to make more episodes, so please continue to do that, and that'll be the Game Rage No Curse Minute. To start off the episode, we will do a bit of an introduction. So Swords is fronted by Kylie Kulenani Minako Fernandez, who is an artist that is currently based out of Brooklyn, New York. And the way that I found her music was initially through her song called Boyfriend La La La. And I think the thing that drew me in is that it had that kind of Grimes feel, the quirkiness, the strangeness. Just really interesting music. So, I've been waiting around for new music and finally found was one of the latest tracks that she released back in September, if I'm not mistaken. And to my own detriment, I should have just trusted my own musical taste when that song came out, because I was posting about it. I was resharing the reels from her account, which is also snippets of the music video that she made to coincide with the release of the single. But I shared it in my stories, and I was talking about why I thought she was interesting, which again is the comparison to Grimes, at least to me, right? And I wasn't really getting any type of response or reaction to her music. I'm like, oh no, am I crazy, or do people not dig this music? And there was no response. So like, no response is not good. So I didn't end up making the episode that I was supposed to make 3 months ago or 2.5 months ago. And I shot myself in the foot, because now, as I learned through Spotify revisiting the song, finally found has like 1.5 million streams, and Swords has 25,000 followers on Instagram. I'm like, damn it, I was right, and I knew it, and I shot myself in the foot. So I hate that. I have to live with that. But I will tell you something, because no other podcast is going to have this information. So as I do with most artists, I tend to peruse around for information that is available, and I stumbled across something that was particularly interesting to me because of one other artist, actually perhaps many other artists that I should be talking about that are adjacent or tied to Swords herself. And the first person I want to talk about is Fifi Zhang. Now, you may be wondering, what does Fifi Zhang have to do with Swords? Well, as I came to find out looking online, Swords attended Parsons School of Graphic Design. And I think that's rather interesting to have two projects in both Fifi Zhang and Swords attending the same school of graphic design in Parsons. I think that's really telling, I guess, of artists that I've had this like theory, and I need more artists to prove me right. But I think some of the strongest projects that I've seen tend to be people that pursue higher education, that are in the realm of the arts. And if I had to name a few examples, we're talking like the guys from Devo, David Byrne from Talking Heads, Fifi Zhang, Swords. If there were a particular group of people that I would personally concentrate on, if there was, a finite amount of time for me to search for a artist that I think has potential or has greater potential than the larger field of artists that exist in the world, I would concentrate on college students that are in the arts. And I don't know, I just, for me to find out this information that both Fifi Zhang and Swords both attended Parsons University or Parfait School of Graphic Design, I don't know. It's somewhat validating, but I would need more people to feel as though my theory has any validity to it. And here's some additional fun information that I found out about Swords. So previously, she had collaborated with another artist named Shallow Halo. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you at all in New York, if you are listening from New York, Shallow Halo had performed with Jelly Haha at the Knitting Factory. I don't remember the exact date, but just one of those things where you find out how small of a world we live in, especially when it comes to music. For one of the surprises of 2025 to be Jelly Haha, you would wonder, what the fuck does Jelly Haha have to do with Swords? And you find out that there is an intermediary person, which is Shallow Halo. And the song that they had made together, I don't know how I feel about it, but if you want to look it up, I forgot the track name. I can look it up very quickly. So the song is called You Are My Religion Now, from both Shallow Halo and Swords. Go ahead and give it a listen if you want to. I'm not going to, take time and dissect the song. That's just something more for you to check out on your own time. But what we will do is we will transition over to talking about Finally Found, the latest release from Swords. So if you haven't given it a listen, let's go ahead and do so now. Pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice, and let's give it a listen. Once again, that track is called Finally Found from Swords. Going in. All right, that was Finally Found from Swords. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the positive. What this song does for me personally, and why I think Swords has potential, is that the music is interesting, right? It's strange, it's quirky, it's fun. It has a feeling that is reminiscent of a song like Oblivion from Grimes, from that one album I can't remember the name of. But if there were criticisms to be had or doubts that I have about the music, I feel as though things maybe fall apart after the second chorus. Now, this is my personal opinion, but I feel as though after the second chorus, Swords is just kind of throwing things into the song because maybe she doesn't know what to do with the second half of the song. There is like chopped up vocals and all kinds of sounds that are popping in to the second half, but I don't know. It's just, I wanted more out of this track, and I feel like the second half doesn't deliver. But nonetheless, like I said, I think I definitely see the potential in the project, and that's what drew me in from her single called Boyfriend La La La, is that we might be seeing somebody that could be considered of the ilk of Grimes. And, with more time and more songs shared, once we get a debut album on the way, maybe we could really see Swords' full potential with a full-length album release, 10 to 13 songs. And when that actually happens, I'm not entirely sure, but I will definitely be on the lookout for it because, this is one of the few projects that I know from New York, in addition to Shallow Halo, and I guess one other artist named Ezra. Well, actually, I forgot his project, but his name is Ezra Tenenbaum, and he used to be involved with Shallow Halo as a producer, but then he got cut. And I was curious to know if this guy was the sister of Mika Tenenbaum from Magdalena Bay, but that's a whole other subject. And, I'm kind of diverting from the main topic at hand, which is Swords. But nonetheless, hopefully you check out her music and will be on the lookout for her music going forward. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize, Swords, for not making this episode sooner. I should have fucking made it when you released Finally Found. That's my fault. That's on me. But I do have records that I was following you before you had released the single. I have proof on Instagram, but I deactivated my account because I want to break from social media. But That is also besides the point. But anyways, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll catch you all next time.